Hello, beautiful people. We have our lovely Liz Cross, who must be anonymous for reasons in that she works on has worked at least on some high profile cases. She is an expert in mind probes. So you need to go to her YouTube channel and check them out. She probes. I think she's a little scared of doing P. Diddy because that's what we're going to do today. Right, Liz?
Oh my gosh. I'm like, what's going to come out today? We just don't know.
Let's see what dirt comes out. Eric, you help her, okay? Keep her
He's
safe
here.
from hi Eric, I love you.
And he loves you too. He's excited for this probe. I'm like, really? Oh my God. He's rubbing his hands together. I'm like,
There's a
oh,
lot.
we're going to get some juicy stuff
Oh
now.
boy. All right, P. Diddy, Sean Combs. He is an American rapper, record producer, record executive, entrepreneur, and actor. He has been accused of rape, sexual assault, physical violence, revenge porn, and sex trafficking. So we've got some questions from the community. So brace yourself, people. I have not read them, so I have no idea what's going to come up.
Oh Lord.
The way you said that. Are the allegations and rumors true? And what else did you use the under? Well, let's just start with that one.
Okay. So I'm connecting with P. Diddy. For those of you that do not know what a mind probe is, I basically can go in and have this conversation, not with the conscious mind. So it bypasses the PR spin. So if you were to ask him, are the allegations true? He's going to tell you no.
Right.
But because I'm doing this in the remote viewing style fashion, I'm going to ask him, are the allegations true? He says some of them, not all of them.
What have you been falsely accused of?
What have you been falsely accused of? Sexual assault.
Okay. All right. What else did you use the underwater tunnel and grotto for? Well, what did you use it for at all? I have no idea what this is.
I don't know. Underwater tunnel.
Underwater tunnel and grotto.
What did you use the underwater tunnel and grotto for? For orgies.
Okay. All right. Were the same sexual abuse tactics used on you? You know, whether it's revenge porn or physical, whatever. What, did you commit physical violence ever?
Did you commit physical? Yeah, he has been violent.
Okay,
Have
so
you been violent towards women? Multiple times. Multiple times. He'll slap them and, but I'm saying, is that part of the sexual act?
good question.
And he's saying, yes, sometimes. So sometimes, that was part of it. And yes, but what about if they refused? He'd hit them too.
Oh. All right, so let's go through that list that we listed earlier. Rape, yes or no?
Have you actually raped someone? Now, see, this is a very typical answer of a rapist. They wanted it.
So
Right?
Self is sticking by the story.
Right. So it's about, that's oftentimes what rapists and child molesters and murderers, that's often what they say. Well, they wanted me to do this, right? So their reasoning, that just says their compulsive reasoning, yeah. It isn't even on par with what society would consider as normal. Because he says to me, they wanted it. Did you rape males did you rape males? Mostly females. Did you rape children? Okay. He's had sexual relations with children.
How young was the youngest?
How young was the youngest? 7.
All right. Any men? How many have you had sex with men?
Have you had sex with men? Loads.
Rape?
Have you ever raped another man? A few times.
Are you bisexual, homosexual, heterosexual, asexual? It doesn't sound like that.
Or trisexual, willing to try anything. Are you bisexual? Or are you homosexual? No, I feel bisexual.
Okay. All right. Sexual assault, you pleaded not guilty to that. physical violence. We talked about that. Revenge porn. Are you guilty of revenge porn?
Are you guilty of revenge porn? No. See, here you go. Here's this reasoning. So now you can start to see his mental status. I mean, he's
He's
quite
gaslighting.
mentally ill,
Yeah.
right? Because he just said to me, no, they wanted it putting out there.
Oh, now that 7-year-old, was it male or female?
Was the 7-year-old male or female? Male.
Okay. Sex trafficking. How do you plead?
Sex trafficking. Well, he says, yeah, I've engaged in prostitution.
Okay.
Were you running the prostitution ring? I paid someone to run it for me. And the reason he's saying that, he just says, so I can maintain access at all times.
So did you enslave sex workers to be trafficked that way,
Did you enslave?
or did they willingly participate in exchange for maybe something like drugs, money? I don't know.
Did they willingly participate? He says they wanted to be here. Okay. I mean, that's his own personal thoughts, feelings, and opinions.
Okay.
But I'm saying that maybe some of them were held against their will. He says that's their problem.
You sound like a real charmer. All right. So tell me about your childhood. Were you sexually abused, physically abused, emotionally abused, all the above?
What was your childhood like? Can you give us a clue? He was raped multiple times by a male.
A male family member, a friend, stranger?
A male family member? Yes, it was a male family member. There was a lot of this going on in the home, I feel. Was this a family member that did this family member live with you? Yes.
Was he in your immediate family, like your father or your brother or a brother?
Was this a immediate family? Yes, it was. It was. Who was it? Was it your I feel like it was a father figure or a father. Yes.
Like stepfather, father. Okay, got it. What other trauma did you have in your childhood?
Severe depression, self-harming, also engaged in, sort of, I hate to say this, but also engaged in like familial molestation. So, when it becomes normalized in the home, the other children are doing it as well. Committed rape when he was young as a teenager. That was just something he did.
Did you?
Nobody ever complained. Nobody ever stopped him.
Any incest in the family between you and a sibling?
Was there incest? Multiple, yes.
Like who?
Like who?
Brothers?
Sibling.
Which
sibling.
One? Brother
I feel like a sister.
Only one sister?
Was it just one sister? No. I feel like there's like 3 or 4 of them.
Did they agree to that?
Did they agree to that? Well, yes, but I feel like what he's saying to me is like they didn't know any better.
Yeah.
And I feel like there was a lot of people in this home, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if it was other family members like dropping their kids off. You know how like people help each other out in a family, like, can you watch my kids and I'll watch your kids?
Yeah.
Excuse me. When I go to work, you go to, you know what I mean? But yeah. I feel very strongly, definitely this sister was a big factor in it.
Was that a younger sister or older sister?
Oh, he just said both. I'm saying.
Okay. Okay. So a younger and an older sister.
Yeah, and I feel like there's multiple, like this is some sort of, as the years went on, there was like a blended family element here going on.
Did you have intercourse with your sisters? Or just fondling or just?
It was intercourse.
All right. What about with your brothers?
What about did you have intercourse with
Or perform oral
the
sex,
children?
anything, and vice versa on each other?
So I'm not sure exactly what he's trying to tell me here. He is trying to tell me something about like where an adult would coerce multiple children into having sex and like would watch the
Oh, yeah.
children. You know what I mean? Um,
Voyeurism. Yeah.
yeah.
I can't remember if you already answered this question. Were you raped? And if so, by whom? And oh no. Yeah, I mean, did somebody have rape you against your will when you were a child growing up?
Did somebody rape you against your will? At first, yeah, but then he became coerced into it.
Okay. Do you think this is what created the trouble you're in right now? Or contributed to it?
Well, so that's an interesting question because as soon as you finished asking that, he goes, no. What created the trouble are the people telling on me.
Oh, wow. Do you think that if you had not had that kind of childhood, you wouldn't have engaged in some of this stuff you're being accused of? I'll reword it that way.
You think that if you wouldn't have been exposed to this level of molestation in your childhood, that he says I probably would have more control over my emotions.
Okay.
Do you feel you have control over your emotions? No, no. So this again, it's very apparent it's coming out as compulsive behavior.
Yeah, sounds like it. Are you involved in, or have you been even before, involved in child trafficking?
Have you been involved in child trafficking? Um, so his exact worded response was, "They've worked for me."
Okay. Was it sex work or slave labor?
Uh, Making pornography for sale.
Oh, wow. How did you obtain these children?
Wow. He would pay their parents.
And the parents knew what was happening?
Yes,
Was it his fame? Did that contribute to them saying yes?
most probably.
What was the range of ages of these children?
What was the range of ages of these children? So again, we've established that around
Yeah.
age 7 is the youngest, all the way up to 17.
Okay. Did you play a part in Kim Porter's passing? I don't know who that is, but it's okay. People make
Huh.
these questions now.
Did you play a part in Kim Porter's passing? I feel like he did have something to do with it.
Okay. Was your arrest prompted by higher ups to keep you quiet, like others that were involved in these, like sex trafficking, child trafficking, all that?
Would you prefer that these people would just like go away? He feels betrayed. He's been operating like this for years,
Yeah.
right? And what he's telling me is they willingly joined in, a lot of these people.
Yeah.
They knew what was going on. They knew what this was like. They knew that he was engaged in all this sexual activity, criminal activity, drug activity. Did you give drugs to children? Yeah, I feel like that's part of the reason the parents were having their children involved in the child pornography in the first place, which is he was supplying the parents with money and drugs, drug money.
So are you going to rat some of these higher ups out? I mean, they must be also complicit in some of these activities.
Are you going to rat some of these higher ups out? I feel like so much information has been confiscated that they're combing through it, at the moment, and they're going to start interviewing, questioning, people, other people. There's a lot of big name people in Hollywood that are attached to this and around the world.
Oh, so there's some celebrities who have committed some of these crimes along with you then. I don't want to divulge any names. I don't want to go there.
Absolutely. I mean, he says half of Hollywood, most of Hollywood was involved.
All right. Do you harness energy of the innocent and vulnerable?
Do you harness energy of the innocent and vulnerable? No, but he's very manipulative and he uses it for his advantage.
Okay. All right. This one person wants to see if we can bring Kim Porter in. Erik,
Okay.
you can help and find out what hand he had in her death.
I'm asking her, did you die of pneumonia? She said no, she had heart issues. I don't know with your medical background if heart issues and pneumonia kind of go, or fluid in the lungs go hand in hand. Okay.
Edema, yeah, heart failure can do
that. Okay. So was it like a heart failure? She says yes. And she's telling me that Diddy forced her to do drugs.
Did that contribute to your death?
Absolutely.
Okay, so that's the hand he had then.
Mm-hmm. Did you ask for the drugs? Not initially, but I feel like she became a drug addict.
Yeah. What was P. Diddy's actions based on free will or a spiritual contract?
Ooh.
Oh.
Are his actions based upon free? No, this is all contractual.
Oh, what was the meaning of the spiritual contract?
What was the meaning of the spiritual contract? It was to bring a lot of darkness to a lot of people. Not that he's overall a being from the dark, but he certainly contracted in to bring this darkness to the earth plane, that he would be the one that did it.
Why? What good is that? Just contrast human experience stuff?
Why would you do that? Why would you agree to bring in all this darkness? Well, and he's saying, this is all like, I'll do this for you, you do this for me. It's all part of these contractual, spiritual contracts, obligations, and ascension and things like that.
Okay. Are you being a sacrificial lamb for those above you that are a bigger part of this, possibly?
Are you being a sacrificial?
You kind of alluded to that.
He believes so. I mean, in his personal thoughts, feelings, and opinions, he says, I'm going down so the big wigs don't have to.
Erik, what do you see as far as the spiritual contract and such from a spirit's perspective?
What do you see, Erik? He said this is like very typical of all the corruption that goes on, and it's about time somebody exposed it.
And so maybe that's the contract to shed sunlight is the best disinfectant. Maybe that's what this is all about.
Ooh, is that what this is all about? Mostly. Well, did he go to jail? I think he's going to go to jail.
Okay. Did you ever pay others to stay silent about your behavior?
Did you ever pay others to stay? All the time.
Did they stay? Was their silence part of the same spiritual contract, or did they stay silent because of free will, their own free will?
I'll have to ask Erik that question.
Okay, yeah.
Do you believe that they stayed silent because of their spiritual contract? They were terrified. Erik says they were terrified. So was it free will? I mean, they were absolutely terrified to speak out. Now, as this is unraveling, right? Yeah. Now you're going to see these people come in and start to talk about it, about being raped, about being sexually assaulted. I feel like there's some sort of dungeon somewhere where he held people as well.
Oh my God.
Yeah, for, sort of sex slavery is what I'm getting very strongly. Was that in his home? No. I feel like he had multiple locations where he would hold people.
Are you scared of what's come out, or are you totally in denial?
Oh, are you scared as to what's come out? No, he believes he's got the money and the legal team that will protect him. Are you planning to flee the country? If he could, he would. He would like to find a way out. Are you going to find a way out? Eventually, he says, I will find a way out. I will just disappear, go into hiding, and nobody will ever hear from me again.
Wow. Do you feel like you're above the law?
Ooh, do you feel like you're above the law? Most definitely.
Okay. Did Justin Bieber stop hanging around you because perhaps you were inappropriate with him?
Were you inappropriate with Justin Bieber? No. Oh my God. He said no, he wanted it.
Oh, Justin wanted it?
That's what.
Well, why did he? Well, maybe that's your thoughts and opinions. You never know.
Right.
You'd have to mind probe Justin for that. Can we mind probe Justin?
Yeah, so let's grab Justin Bieber. Why not expose the whole Hollywood celeb A-list? Justin, did you have sex with P. Diddy? Multiple times.
Wow.
He made him perform on him.
All right. What other? I don't want to talk about living artists because that's it's too difficult. I mean, it's too much of a legal risk. Are there any artists that are no longer with us that are involved with the crimes with children? Your crimes with children?
Artists that are no longer with us that were involved in crimes of children.
Or should we not go there? I don't know.
He said, how long do you have?
Oh, okay.
I mean, he's talking about Elvis. He's talking about Michael Jackson. You know, he's talking about all kinds of artists. You know, this is nothing new in this world. This is part of the perk, he says.
Of being a celebrity. What would you think, Sean, if something happened like this to one of your own children?
It already has.
And how are you about that?
He's okay with it. They need to learn.
Are you a member of the Illuminati?
Oh, are you a member of the Illuminati? He says possibly, yes.
When did you get, well, let me do this, the question that comes before that. I really should. Were you in any way associated with Jeffrey Epstein?
Oh, were you in any way associated with Jeffrey Epstein? No, but he admires him greatly.
Okay. What is the connection to the Illuminati that the music industry has, if any? If any.
To the Illuminati that the music industry has. It's sort of like an underground subculture of debauchery, sex, and, you know, just doing what they want to do. That's what it's all about. Favors, you know, getting what you want out of people. The higher up you are financially in fame, the easier it is to manipulate people that also are chasing fame, fortune, sex, drugs, careers. It's just, this is anything goes.
That's cool, man. Is it mostly the music industry where your crimes are concerned, or are there? Did you spread this and have any associated with politicians or other non-music industry or even acting?
Is it mostly just the music industry? I mean, mostly music industry, but what about politicians? And there's been politicians, and what about actors? There's been a lot of different people. Is it mostly like, you know, African American centered? I mean, mostly, he says, but there's, you know, lots of other people in there as well.
Okay. I heard a rumor of you, as this one person says, having a connection to Michael Jackson's death and to Notorious B.I.G., Tupac, and Smalls. Is this true? Were you like removing your biggest competitors?
Did you kill Tupac? He paid to have Tupac killed. What about Michael Jackson? No, he said no. He killed himself. Everybody knew he was going to do that.
Notorious B.I.G.?
Sorry?
I'm sorry, Notorious B.I.G.?
Yeah, that's what Biggie Smalls.
Biggie Smalls. Yeah, those are two
Notorious B.I.G. He had him killed. Yes, he paid to have him killed. Did you do this to knock out the competition? He just did it because he didn't like them.
I don't know. I want to remain your friend. I don't want to be your enemy. Oh my God. Oh, maybe I'll just do neither. Were you involved in Whitney Houston's death alongside Clive Davis? Clive Davis is, I think he's quite good. He's a good person. But
Were you involved in Whitney Houston's death? No, she overdosed, he says. Yeah. Did you ever have any dealings with her? Loads of times. Loads of times he had dealings with her.
Will Hollywood ever be cleaned from people that abuse or rape others? Or will this forever be like a place for such life lessons?
Will Hollywood ever be clean? No. No, this is like it eats your soul, right? Hollywood, what I'm getting is such a not a spiritual place, but certainly in terms of spirituality, like testing people, right? It's a great testing ground for how far people are willing to go to seek what they want, is what I'm getting. And it's also whether or not you employ your moral compass. You know, you see these things going on, everybody seems to be doing it. Are you going to do it as well? So it really is, from a spiritual aspect, it's a testing ground.
Wow. All right. Are the allegations about J-Lo, Jennifer Lopez, carrying a gun on your orders in 1999 actually true?
Did you ask J-Lo to carry a gun? She always carried my gun.
Yeah, was it your gun?
Was it your gun? Yes.
Did y'all have a relationship?
Did you have a relationship? He thinks so, yes.
Okay. Did J-Lo know about the child trafficking that was occurring in the music industry?
Did J-Lo know about the child trafficking that was? He believes she did. Now, if I probe J-Lo,
oh yeah, good.
She says no. She would never advocate for that. But in his eyes, he's saying, well, like, you know, I didn't try to hide it.
Yeah. All right, now there's something about a shooting. Maybe you had to probe J-Lo, or maybe Erik knows. Will the truth come out about J-Lo's involvement with the shooting? I'm not sure what shooting they're talking about. Let me look it up while you probe
Okay.
away.
Did J-Lo was she involved in a shooting? So it looks like there possibly was some sort of shooting. And I feel like it.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like that it happened outside of a club. They were leaving somewhere, or
1999. Yeah. Who got shot? Probably shouldn't be.
He's telling me, I don't know. I didn't know that there was a shooting, but he's telling me that there was definitely, like, somebody was out to kill him, right?
Okay.
And he said it was outside of a venue or somewhere that they were leaving. It feels like there was some sort of maybe tit for tat gang warfare or something going on. And I'm saying, did J-Lo had your gun? Yes, she had 2 or 3 of my guns. And did you grab your gun? He says, yes, I did. And does she have one of them? Did she use one of those guns? No, she doesn't know how to shoot a gun.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Apparently he shot somebody in the face. Okay. That's fine.
Oh my God. Okay.
Or something like that.
That's a hit then. Because he's saying he grabbed like a gun. So where did this shooting take place? Does it say?
It looked like it was in a New York club of some sort.
Yeah, that's what he said. He said it was like outside. It was like outside. They were trying to kill him.
Who?
Ooh, who was trying to kill you? A rival gang.
Oh. So were you part of a gang?
Were you part of a gang? He says, I'm always in a gang. I will always be in the gang.
All right, I guess this is the last question, and we'll just ask Erik if you want to ask any questions also. Is your soul broken? I don't really quite understand what that means, but.
Is your soul broken? No, he believes, as I tap into him, he really is quite mentally ill.
Mm.
Because he's not seeing anything wrong with his behavior. He doesn't see it wrong to violate another person sexually. A lot of this information that we gather today is very compulsive behavior. He doesn't even know how to stop himself. He believes that, it just, he has the right to do this to other people, to violate other people. Is your soul broken? Yes. And his soul has come forward. And I said, is it really that broken? Completely broken, because it seems as if the soul keeps signing up for these roles. It doesn't know what else to do. It just believes like this is the way forward. So it keeps signing up for this.
Wow. There was something else I was going to ask. Oh yeah. What mental illness, Eric, you might need to answer this. Do you think he has? Probably a buffet of maybe narcissistic personality disorder, or you psychopath, sociopath, borderline personality.
Well, he's extremely manic depressive.
Okay, bipolar. Okay.
He has a sex addiction.
Mm-hmm.
He has a porn addiction. He has a mood disorder. Eric's telling me. What about any schizophrenia? No schizophrenia.
How about schizoaffective disorder?
Schizoaffective disorder? No, but he's definitely narcissistic personality disorder. And he has zero empathy whatsoever. No empathy.
So a sociopath or a psychopath. I get the two confused all the time.
Is he a sociopath? No, psychopath. He's a psychopath. And has he killed? Well, we know he's paid to have people killed. Yeah. Has he physically murdered people himself? And I feel like he has.
As a child, did you kill animals?
As a child, did you kill animals? No. I feel like he's anti-animal. I feel like he just doesn't like them. He doesn't want to be associated with them. Maybe that's changed, but certainly in childhood, they were like vermin. But how old were you when you killed somebody? I feel like he was a teenager when he shot someone and killed someone.
It was like a gang order, like you had to be inducted. It was something along those lines.
Was it a gang order? It was a rival gang thing, yes. So, and I feel like he grew up in squalor. I feel like he's showing me, I feel like there were people that were alcohol and drug addicted in the home. That's why I kept seeing, he showed me this childhood, and I can see people just constantly in and out of this home.
How in the world were you able to create a measure of success? Apart from the dark stuff, you were successful.
How were you able to create or be successful? He goes, it was my only escape. So this was how he escaped out of that squalor.
Yeah. Wow. Are you proud of anything in your life?
He's extremely proud.
What are you proud of the most?
What are you proud of the most? Pulling people out of poverty and giving them hope.
Wow. In exchange for who knows, but wow. Do you like being a father?
Do you like being a father? It's okay. I don't feel like he's a very involved father. I feel like it's more about the children have to revolve around him in order to have some sort of relationship with him.
Did you have sex with other children or adults or anything?
Sorry, what was that question?
Sorry. Did you make any of your children have sex with others?
Did you make any of your children have sex with other adults and things? Excuse me. I feel like what's coming through is he had cameras up in a lot of the rooms and a lot of the party rooms and the sex rooms. So all of these people were possibly recorded. And did you film your children like having sex as well? Yeah, he has that information. Like he has recordings of that. I mean, but did you forcibly ask them to do it? No, but this is what they grew up in. You know,
Yeah.
this it was so normalized for them.
So, Erik, is he going to end up in prison? I mean, as the quantum probability shows now on this timeline.
Yes.
Okay, I hope so. All right, anything else before we close, Liz? You want to ask anything else, Erik? Or Sean, do you want to say anything else?
I'm innocent. That's
Yeah,
what
we
he
know
just
you're not.
shouted. We're like, yeah, right, dude. We know you're not.
No,
Uh,
maybe you could share a life that most influenced your this current life.
Oh, a past life that most in
Or
current
future life.
or future life. So in a future life, he's going to come back as a female, and the Kim Porter is going to be the abuser. So
Oh,
it's
wow.
going to be a role reversal.
Yeah.
And do you believe all this has happened because of Kim Porter? He hates Kim Porter. He absolutely despises her. And what made you decide to sign up for a contract like this? What was it in your past life that made you decide to be like this? So in a past life, he's showing me he was some sort of insect that somebody just squashed, right?
Uh-huh.
Somebody squashed, and I'm saying, but why was that relevant? Because easy come, easy go. Life is worth nothing. And he wanted to bring that lesson forward into this lifetime, that life is nothing. It's worth zero, zilch. It has no value.
Well, all right. Well, I hope you see it in your heart to evolve over time. There's a fly in here. I guess that's all.
There you go. There's a sign. There's a fly in here.
I'm not going to kill it. I don't kill it.
don't squash it. It could be
I don't. No way. It could go up to,
future P.
it could be,
Diddy.
yes, really. All right. Thank you, Liz. You guys remember her information is down below, as well as her YouTube channel link. But we're also going to, if it hasn't already been on the splash page, it will be. Thank you, Liz. Thank you, P. Diddy's, Mind, Brain, whatever. And thank you, Erik. You guys be sure you subscribe to this channel. We're trying to hit a special mark. Paolo wants us to hit a special mark for the Channeling Erik YouTube. So please hit the subscribe button for her. Thank you. Bye.
Excellent. Thank you.
Bye.